you guys. Hey, tally ho. Tally ho, you guys. Hey, hey, hey. I'm just getting us up on my live here. Hang on just 1 second so I can see everybody's comments. No, that's not the right one. Let's see here what we got. Let's get a Facebook page up here, huh? There we go. And we'll get on the Unique in the Creek page. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're all doing great. Hey there, hey there, hey there. Let me push this up. We have a really fun project for you all tonight. Really fun project. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy that. I'm still getting us up on the Unique in the Creek page here, which looks like it's right here. Nope, looks like it's right here. Let's see here. Come on, it's a little slow tonight. My devices are slow tonight. I don't know about you guys, but it's just a little slow. Come on. There we go. Hey, everybody. Hey. Just looking to see the comments. Come on. Anyways, we have a great project for you tonight. Hi, Geraldine. Hi, Tina and Nancy. How's everybody? So the supplies that I'm using tonight actually is going to be from a kit that Laurie had. Now the kit is no longer in stock, but when I got this kit, you guys, I did save it. I purposely saved this kit so that I could do it right about this time of year because we're kind of in the middle of, you know, we're getting out of winter. Well, actually a lot of us are still in winter, but we're getting over Christmas and we're coming into that space where there's from Christmas to spring, right? There's that months that you don't have much going on. And this one I'm going to do is really good for those months in between. This is good actually for year-round. This was a kit, and you guys, the kit is no longer available. I apologize for putting something together. It was no longer available, so you don't need the number because there is no more number. But in about 18.5 hours, Laurie's got some brand new kits coming out, so make sure you stay tuned for brand new kits that are coming out on Unique in the Creek, all right? Make sure you look at that. Hey, Laurie, how are you? Jessica and Jennifer, how are you? All roads lead to home. I think she called this like a farmhouse kit. I don't have my paper right here. I think it was a farmhouse. It was entitled something like farmhouse. Oh, no, farmhouse mesh. There was a farmhouse kind of mesh that came with it. Yeah, this was a faux jute farmhouse stripe mesh is what came with this kit. So before I get going, I'm going to show you all the stuff that came with it, and then I'm going to change some things out, okay? Because we all going to do it our separate way. You got that kit too, and you finished your Super Susan. So with the kit, let me put this aside. You're going to get this sign, All Roads Lead to Home. It's a very good size kit, a very good size, it's about a 12.5-inch sign, you guys. So that's pretty decent size right there. I like that. You are going to get an entire roll, which I have already cut up, of this. It says faux jute farmhouse stripe mesh. So you're going to get a full roll of this. This is what I have left, so not much left. Alrighty, so you get a roll of that. You're also going to get 2 stems. Hey, now where is the stuff on top of the stems? Well, I've already cut it apart, and this is what you're getting, you guys. You are getting these stems. They look like these. They're individual stems that you can cut off. From these, you get 2 of these for a total of 14 pieces on 7 on this one and 7 on this one for a total of 14 pieces on this bush that you get. So it's a greenery bush. I love that. You're going to get your pack of 6-inch zip ties in your kit. Now, I know this kit's not available, but for future kits, often she does include your zip ties, and of course you're going to get your mesh, and some of them even include the wreath boards, but this one did not. And you're also going to get these little snippers, which are wonderful to have when you are doing your thing. And you're going to get these stickies to put on the back of your sign. You're going to get this wonderful measuring tape, and you're going to get the pipe cleaners also to use on the back of this. All right, I haven't opened that yet. And also with that, you're going to get 3 rolls of 1.5-inch mesh. I'm choosing to use 2 out of the 3 rolls, so I have this entire roll left that I'm not going to touch because I'm doing something different. And these 2 I did use, and I just absolutely love all of these 3 colors together. They go so perfectly. Look at the sign. So perfectly with this sign, right? So that's what you're going to get in your kit. I'm trying to think if I forgot anything. I don't think I did. I think I have everything here that I'm going to use. So, and you get to pick whatever board you want for this, okay? The board did not come with this kit. I get to pick what I want. So I'm going to do something really unusual today, you guys. Really unusual today. And I am going to use, did anybody else just use the live? I hope not, Wendy. I am going to use the butterfly. I know, you're like, what are you doing? Yep, we're going to use the butterfly board on this particular one. I know this is unusual. So let me take you step by step what I did, because there's a lot of pre-steps here that I did before I got myself going, okay? So I've got another butterfly board here. So what I'm going to do is what I did first on this, and what you might want to do if you choose to use this board with this shape sign, is I took it and I lined it up between here and here just perfectly. All right, I lined up here to here and here to here. So I looked at where, let me bring it in close. All right, I looked at where these holes are, right? You see these holes on the board right here? I got them even between this side and this side. That's how I knew that my sign was even, if I had an even amount of space here on these holes and here on these holes. And once I found that I got it even, I took a pen and I drew a line from one side here to the other side here. And that's how I got this line right here. Can you see that line in pen? Right? I drew a line from here to here and here to here. That is where my sign is going to sit. That gave me the proper position for this sign for this board. Next, what I did is I was trying to discover what petal I was going to use, number one, what fold, and then where I needed to put it. So I did an overkill on one side here. I would burn some extra holes, and I overkilled it here, okay? So here's where you need to add your extra holes. Really, we're just going to look on this side, alrighty? So I added 2 extra holes. So this here would be considered row 3. I added a hole, so there's 1, 2, 3, between 3 and 4, right here, this long area, I added a hole, and then I went 1, 2, 3, and then right there in between that, in between here and in between here. So these 2 ones far apart, these 2 ones far apart, hole. Those are the only extra holes that you need. On this side, I added a hole in between every bigger space. So if this was a bigger space, I added a hole. If this were a bigger space, I added a hole. And if this were a bigger space, I added a hole. But I did it on row 3. So extra hole on row 3, extra hole on row 3. And I'll turn it over so you can see it. Okay, so extra hole on row 3, extra hole on row 3. That's all you need. And I did that with my wood burning tool. It burns through there just like butter, but you do need great ventilation, you guys, because you are burning this plastic. Do not breathe this plastic in. Put a respirator on or put a high-powered fan on. That's what I did. All right, so that's how I set this board up to make myself successful. You're going to need a total of 14 pieces of mesh. So on row 2, I use this outside hole. Let me open this up. On row 2, I use this outside, so I've got it from here over to here on row 2. And then these 2 right here, these 2 right here, these 2 right here, and this end right here. So on row 2, this is what the back looks like. One that's here, here, the regular holes, here, here, and over there. Row 3, we did our extra hole. So we got 1, 2, we're using hole 2, extra hole, middle, then we got in here, 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 so second, and then there's where we drilled our hole. So that's what you only need 1, 2, 1, 2. You're just going to use 2 rows on each of these. So you guys want to take a screenshot of that. So there's the extra hole, and there's the extra hole right between these 2 big slots right there. Alrighty, so a total of 14. We've got 5 here, or 16, I'm sorry, a total of 16. 5 on row 2 and 3 on row 3. All right, 5 on row 2, 3 on row 3. total of 16 pieces at, I did 18 inches, and it's really come out very thick. If you want a little thinner fold, you can do it at about 15 inches if you want. I did mine 18. So that's how my board's set up. Rows 2, row 3, rows 2, row 3. We have nothing in here. That's where our sign is going to go. All right, so let me show you the fold that we're going to do. I kind of did Laurie's kerfuffle. You know how Laurie does her kerfuffle? I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to turn my sign over and use this as my kerfuffle. Good evening, everybody. Hi, everybody. How are you? So we're taking our piece of mesh, right? And I'm going to grab a couple of my hangers here, a couple of my pinchers, because I need these clothespins. It makes it easier to do this fold, but you don't have to use them. If you have little clips, you can use those clips too. So this is 18 inches at curl side up. So I like to turn it like this, and to make it easier on yourself, you guys, just put something heavy at the end, right? So I'm going to fold this in probably about, I don't know, I'm going to say about 3 inches here, and I'm going to leave it there. And then I'm going to fold this over just about an inch over this one. So I'm going to bring this in and fold it just about an inch over that one. And then I'm going to give it a little clip here. This is just an easier way to keep this while you're kerfluffing it. All right, and then this side here. I like to have these kind of even. It's not real even here. This side's a little bit bigger. That's a little bit shorter. It's okay, you guys. It's all right. So then you're going to turn it around, and you're going to find your center, right? And I like to hold this down because right here is when I start ruffling up. Underneath here tends to pull out, to pull up. So I'm going to kind of hold this in place, and I'm going to use this hand, and I'm just going to ruffle it until I reach here and ruffle with 2 hands, right? So there's that. You can take these guys off now. I'm going to flip it over, and I try to make sure that these are fairly even in size. This side looks about the same size as this side. I'm going to take my left side and push it over to the right side. Not all the way, just a little bit. And this is pretty thick, so I'm just going to keep this finger right here in the center, and I'm going to take this and move it over just like that. And I'm going to take one of my 6-inch zip ties. You're going to need a 6-inch zip tie for this. And then I'm going to put that right on there, and I'm going to zip tie this baby right in here so he can't get away. This is thick, and he wants to get away. Now make sure when you're zip tying something so thick, I'm keeping my finger in here to make sure that that very inner row is underneath the zip tie. That's why I'm keeping my finger in there. So now I've got it. I can take my finger out, and I can use my little thing, my gun here, and I can clip that out. And that's the petal that I used for this whole thing. Okay, that's exactly what I use. So then we'll do that one, and then afterwards we'll do some more. So those of you that come in late, I can show you what I did. We'll do a few more after that. So then what I did, you guys, is so instead of using this ribbon that Laurie gave us, I substituted out for this 5H striped ribbon. Now, ultimately for me, I wanted something that was a Swiss dot, but I didn't have the right color, because I was trying to match these dots here in our sign, and I wanted something that was brighter and a little more colorful. So I picked this red stripe. Now, Craft Outlet does have a ribbon similar to this. I don't know if they have this color or not, but you can check on there. All right, so instead of using this, I swapped it out for my own red. And then what I did, and we're going to use the back of the sign again as our place to sit here, I took my other 2 ribbons. Now this black ribbon here has both this side and this beautiful side, so you have to pick what side that you want to use. I decided that this contrast was just too much for me, so I'm going to use the other side, and I'll bring you guys down just a little bit more. So I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to do this side. So I've got, these are cut 13 inches. All of my ribbons are cut 13 inches. So I'm going to take this guy and put it maybe, I don't know, a little less than halfway on this, halfway down this way, like that. And I try to make sure the edges are lined up correctly. And then you're going to take your other ribbon and see this bottom check part here? That's where this ribbon's going, right over this bottom check part right here. So I'm going to make sure that that lines up nicely as well, just like that. So I've got 1, 2, 3 ribbons here. I'm still using 3 ribbons that Laurie suggested, but I'm only going to use a different one down here, a 5/8. So and then I'm gonna look at my center. I'm gonna grab it and I'm gonna start pinching this up, and then I'm gonna turn it around and flip it like that. See, all three of my ribbons are just pretty. This one will end up going over. I'm not gonna fiddle with them too much now, you guys, because I'm gonna wait till I get them on the project. So I'm gonna take them just like that, and I'm gonna grab one of my little hair ties here, and I'm going to hair tie this in. And that's how I did my ribbons, okay? And we'll do a few more afterwards once we get into the project, but let's start putting this together. So that's what it's gonna look like on my frame. All right, so we said we've got our butterfly frame here. So let me start working on this right now. And the reason, you guys, I prepped almost all of my ribbons for this. I prepped almost all of the ribbons because I didn't have enough hands to put everything in here that I wanted to put in. So we're going to put in one of our kerfuffles. We're going to put in a ribbon. Now, with these florals that Laurie added in here, the florals that were on these guys, they're great big bushes, okay? So you get 7 stems, so I cut all 7 stems off, and I also took them, well, let me show you. Let me show you. So on the ends of these, there was clearly more greenery. I took this greenery off and this greenery off because I needed this not to be quite so thick, because I'm going to bring in some of these yellow flowers that I have. So I'm going to do this, 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 and this. So in order to add, I felt, in order to add these flowers in, one whole stem of this without taking any of the additional bottom ones off was going to be too much for me. So I decided to take some of these apart, and what I did is I kept them. So if you take this apart, you guys, make sure that you keep all the ones that you take apart, because I've got all of this greenery left in here for another project that when you're doing a wreath, you can just kind of stick these in, right? You can stick these in pieces and make a beautiful, beautiful wreath with these for your foo-foos. So make sure you save, these are all the ones I took off. So make sure you save them so that you can use them on another project, right? I'll be using these on another project, which I just love. So I've got this left over for another project, and I've got this whole one left over for another project. And I don't have enough on either of these for another whole project, but they would easily make a bow. All right? So let's see if we can't get in and get this done. So I'm going to do this one here, right? We're going this way on here. So I'm going to dump that right in there just like that. And then's coming in our ribbon, which is going under, just like that. All right, and you're gonna have to play with it here for a little bit before you decide to zip tie that down. You're gonna wanna play with this for a little bit and figure out how far out you want these ribbons to extend over your kerfuffles. If you want them to be even with your kerfuffles, you're gonna bring this ribbon back a little bit. If you want them to stick out a little bit, then you can leave it just like it is. All right, what I've done is I've kind of got these edges here lined up. So I got both of these tails lined up, and this is how this looks, and I kind of like it. So I'm going to be okay with the way that this presents itself. Now before you take and zip tie this down, you're going to want to make sure that you get your ribbons kind of where you want them. Because once you start zip tying this down, it's really hard to move the ribbons around. All right, so get them about where you think you want them. Spread them out, do what you're going to do. I like these in the middle, like that. And then I'm going to bring in my greenery from this kit, and I'm going to stick that right underneath here. We'll probably end up cutting this off just a little bit. So I'm going to stick this underneath and decide where I want that, which that looks good to me. And then I'm going to come in with this. These, I don't remember. Oh yeah, these came from Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby. Not this year, but I'm going to stick these right on top of that. So I want them to be centered, and that's the way that's going to be. All right. All right, so now I'm going to take the zip tie gun and I'm going to zip tie this guy down in once I think I have this where I want it, and I think I do. And we're going to zip tie this down. All right, so there's that one is in there, so that's how that looks. Okay, so that's that one. And now we're going to do the exact same thing to the next one in here. We're on row 2. We're starting on row 2. Hi Tina Kelly, hi Shirley, hi everybody. And if anybody's on YouTube, then I say hello on YouTube as well. So we have another kerfuffle that I've made. I would suggest making these ahead of time so that you can just kind of plant these in here. So here's our next zip tie right here. So I'm going to take that and put it right in here. Now these are probably going to overlap a little bit, but that's okay. You have to decide what you want to overlap. So I'm just going to put that on top of the first one and put that ribbon over it. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to take our ribbon, right? Take our ribbon comes in next. And we're going to make that pretty. Well, I've still got that zip tie open. These don't have to be perfectly the same in every one of these, you guys. I mean, make them the way that you want them. Okay, and then I'm going to come in. See, I've got my bucket of stuff. I've got the bucket of these here, which is from the kit, and then I've got my yellow flowers that I have here. So I'm going to take these and put one on top of the other. Now I'm going to have to cut these off, obviously. So I think I'll cut these off right now a little bit. Let's see. Okay, and then we'll just stick these on here. So I like to have this green on the bottom and then this on top of it and slide it in here. Okay, looks pretty. I'm liking that. And then we'll grab this. There's that. I'm going to take this and we're going to cut these off because we don't need all this on the bottom there. Okay. Put my garbage over here. Right? So what do you think of this idea so far, you guys? Pretty cool, right? So I got this one next. We're going to move on into that one. Same idea. I'm just going to lift this one up so that I can take this guy and put him on top, just like that. And then he'll calm down a little bit afterwards. And then we're going to take one of our ribbons that we did earlier. Right, so you can see, if I had to put this in here and then make these, it would be really hard to do. So with this particular style, I would suggest that you do your ribbons, do everything ahead of time, and then just put them in here, all right? Because you only have so many hands and you can't do it all, right? Hi everybody, hi Lorraine, hi Carol, hi everybody. Thanks for joining me today. Hey you guys, I'll be on again tomorrow night at 6:30. We're doing a double whammy this week. Oops, we gotta do this, yeah. And then let's see, we gotta do these guys. So pick one of these. Now since there was only 14 of these on 7 of these on each stem, which would equal 14 for 2 stems, I needed 16. So out of the pieces that were extra, I made my own picks. I just got an extra one of these. I put the same pattern of this that was in here and I wrapped it around with some wire and I glued it and I made my own pick. All right, that's all you have to do. Just make your own. I'm going to cut this down quite a bit more, you guys. I don't need all that. I'll move these guys where I think I need them. All right. There we go. Slide this guy under. And then we'll slide one of our flowers. So I just wanted to add a little more color. So that's why I decided to add the red and the yellow. Make it a real farmhouse. A little more colorful farmhouse. All right, so I'll get that up here. That's a pretty, pretty, pretty. Okay, so we got those going on, right? Look how pretty that's going. Pretty, pretty, right? So we got 2 more on this side to do. So we'll grab another one of these kerfuffles and we'll lift that guy up, overlap him. We're going to overlap just a little bit here because it gets tight, okay? And then our ribbon bundle. goes next. All the ribbons are cut 13 inches. The kerfuffles are cut 18 inches. And there's a total of 16 of everything on here. So there's 16 bundles of this. There's 16 of each ribbon, and there's 16 kerfuffles. Okay, that's what you'll need for this. I'm going to try to remember to cut these down before I stick them in there. I always want to leave the stem longer because you never know how much you're going to need. I'd rather have more stem, you guys, than not enough stem, right? You don't want to cut things too short, so it's always good to make it a little longer, and then you can just cut that back afterwards, all right? All right, so there's that one. We got one more on this edge here. One more on the edge to go. Hey, Julie. Carol likes it so far. Bill's doing better, much better today. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. He is doing much better today. We're pretty thankful for that. It was a little rough road for a little bit. All right, here we go with our very last kerfuffle. Very last kerfuffle. So there's that guy. Now, if you want to, you guys, you can see I have the zip tie of the kerfuffle here. If you bring that zip tie beyond this one, then it kind of, when you scrunch it down, will hold that in really well. It kind of is a back stopper for that. So I'm trying to pull this through underneath this zip tie. Okay, so there's that. And now we're going to do our ribbons. And we'll get these looking kind of pretty. I think this is going to be so cool when we get done with it. I'm like, what else, what other board can I put that sign on? Honestly, you guys, I laid awake last night thinking of what I was going to do. Thinking, what can I do that's different? So I laid awake and I'm thinking, oh, I got to think of something different here to do. So that's my lay awake at night thinking. I'm like, oh, you must go to sleep. You must go to sleep. But, oh, no, what am I going to do? I got to figure out something I got to do, right? This is pretty high, and I'm going to show you. You're going to be like, I'm going to show you what we're going to do with the sign in the middle afterwards. So hang on for that one. The sign is not going to go in as usual. As you can imagine, this is built up quite a bit here, so we're going to have to protect that sign just a little bit, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that afterwards. Hey, Joan! Hey, Julie! How are you guys? All right, you guys, so row number 2, we started on row number 2, is all done. Isn't that pretty? And there is the back of row number 2. There's row 1, there's row 2. So we started on this outside one, we skipped that, we got the regular hole, regular hole, regular hole, skipped a hole, and we moved out to here. All right, that's what we did. Now we're going into row 3. Right now in row 3 is where I added 2 extra holes to work this out. So these would kind of come between here, okay? So I don't know if I need any more over here or not. I'm not sure. All right, let me do the fold for you again. For those of you that came late, let me do the fold for you one more time. This is an 18-inch piece of mesh that was in this kit. This was a kit. This is no longer available. This is called Faux Jute Farmhouse Stripe Mesh. So it says farmhouse right in the description. So I said, I'm going to jazz it up just a little bit. So it's curl side up. I try to curl this in. I'm going to measure about how many inches this is. This is I measured about 5 inches in on one side. And if you want, you can move this like that so you can see. So about 5 inches here on this side. Try to make this about the same. And then I'm going to take this end and bring it over about an inch on this one. So I'm going to cover that other one about an inch. And to make it easier for yourself, you can snip it there, put that little clip on there, and then put the clip on here just to make these guys stay together while you're ruffling it up, okay? So these are going to overlap. This one's going to overlap over here about an inch. So that's what we have. So I'm going to hold this down just a little bit and start ruffling this up until I get to the middle, and then I can let it go just like that. and I can take these off. I flip it over, and I try to make sure that this side is about equal to that side. So I don't want this side real short and this side real long. Try to make them as equal as you can. It's not huge, but try to do the best you can. And then I'm going to take this piece and turn it over onto that piece, keeping my pointer finger right in the middle there. That's got to stay there, all right? And my thumb right on the back there. So I've got this pinched, right? So it can't go anywhere. So now I'm just going to take this one and move it over to that side. Physically, with my other hand, I'm going to help that move. And the reason I'm helping that move is this is really thick. It's thick mesh, and it needs a little help. And I'm going to keep my finger in the middle of this kerfuffle so that when I zip tie this up, it gets all of my layers. I want all the layers in here, all right? That in there. Keep my finger in there, keep it in, keep it in. I've really got about a finger's width for the zip tie there, okay? All right, so that's in there tight enough. So now you can take your zip tie gun and you can tie that right up, and there is the kerfuffle. So you got a little piece here and you got a piece here. That's how I do it. Now maybe Laurie does a little bit different. Maybe everybody else does it a little bit different. Everybody has their version of doing things. This is my version of doing this. And if you want something not quite so thick, you can either use a thinner mesh or you can not make it so long, all right? So now we're going back onto our board. We're going to grab row number 3, all right? Oh, I'll start over here. I'll start away from me. You can either start over here or over here. I'll work my way back this way. So I've kind of worked this out. The reason I put the extra hole is because I kind of want something to go between these two. Otherwise, it would have been kind of right on top of it. So I wanted an extra space so I can get kind of between these guys with the ribbons, okay? That's the only reason I added the extra one. Get that under there. It's just like that. And then we're going to grab our trio of ribbons. Our trio of ribbons underneath here. So let me get these guys spread out nicely. All right. Give these some loving. We'll probably have to fix them a little bit after we're done, but that's okay. All right, and then we're going to start adding our goodies. So I've got part of the bush that comes with this kit, which is this guy right here with all these. I love all these different pieces of greenery on that. I love that. And then I've added my own flowers here, my own yellow flowers that I had in my stash. So we're going to add this greenery on first on the bottom, slide it underneath your zip tie, and then put this guy on top. And there you go. And now we're going to zip tie that right down in there. So I'm pulling this to zip tie it. What the hey? What the hey? There we go. So we got that zip tied down. So look how pretty this is looking, right? Not looking pretty? Hi, Rosanna. Hi, Paula. Thanks you guys for coming on in here. I do appreciate you stopping in to see me tonight. I will be on again tomorrow night at 6:30. If anybody's got some free time, I'd love to see you. So the bottom here, you can see, has the open piece. The top doesn't have any open raw pieces, all right? And that's what we want. So there's less chance of this raveling, right? All right, so let's get this correct here. So let's move that piece up, just like that. Ribbon in here. Oh, we got to fold some more ribbons here for you guys too. So, I'm digging deep to get that in there. So make sure when you put your zip ties in, if you've got such thick product like I do, that you only zip tie them up when you first put them in there, just so they click like once or twice, because you need all the space underneath that closed zip tie to put your product in, alrighty? Just so you know. There's a lot of product in these zip ties. This is a fat one. We've made ourselves a fat one, you guys. So one right on top of the other, put those right in just like that, and get this guy going in here. Okay, so pretty so far. So it's looking farmhousey, right? It's looking farmhousey. I figured since the mesh said farmhouse, I'm going for it. I'm just gonna go for the farmhouse look and see what happens, right? Go for the farmhouse look and see what happens. So this is our last one on row 2, right? This is it. This is the last one. I'm gonna stuff him in there. I'm literally gonna stuff this guy in here because we got ourselves some fullness right here. All right, I think I tightened that up just a few. Oh, I hope I can get all the product in now. I tightened this zip tie up a little bit more accidentally. So let's struggle. Let's struggle to get these in here, right? Oops, that's wrong. This is showing wrong. I gotta throw this over. I gotta turn that around. It was showing incorrectly because this was double-sided, remember? We got double-sided on that. So you get to pick what side you want to show. So that's pretty good, right? I'm gonna have these sticking up in the middle like that. There we go. And now we got our greenery coming through. So I've got these little hubs here where there's different greenery. I'm gonna kind of cut them off. It's easier to shove these underneath the zip tie when you cut that humpy hump off, right? So if it's tight, push down on your product to get these guys in here. All right, push down on the product and see if we can't get these guys in. There we go. We got him. Here he is. He's in there. And get this guy in. There we go. Alrighty. I think we did. I think we did it. Okay. Alrighty, so that's that. So there, we've got this side is all done. That side's all done. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. This is so pretty. So, so pretty. All right, I'm going to do a little snipping here. I need a little snipping. Need just a minute. Snip these guys out just a hair. There we go. Now we got them all set. All right, so we're going to move on to the other side. We got the other side here. All right, so what I think I'll do is I'm going to put together our very last kerfuffle. I'm going to put together our, this is the sign in case you all came in late. All roads lead to home. This was a kit that is no longer in stock. I apologize for putting that together since it's not in stock, you guys, but I saved this because I thought it would be appropriate for this time of year. So I saved it and now there is no more. Sorry about that. But she's got more coming in about 18 hours. She's going to reload some new kits. So be on the lookout for that. If you look on uniqueinthecreek.com, you'll see the countdown for about 18 hours or so that new kits are coming in. So we've got an 18-inch piece here. I'm folding each side over. This side I folded over a little bit onto that side. Then give these guys a clip together. Makes it easier. And then bring that over, and now you're just going to take, I'm going to hold this down until I get past this side here where it's open, and I'm just going to, just like that, ruffle it up, ruffle, 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 take these guys off, turn it around so it looks pretty, make sure that these sides are fairly the same size, grab a 6-inch zip tie, or more, or better. This is a 6-inch or better. So I'm going to keep my fingers just like this. I'm going to keep that pointer finger there. I'm going to take this side, move it over here. Boom, just like that. Just like that. I'm going to pull on this so I get a nice tight area down here. Put this here. Zip tie this in. I like to keep my finger there to keep all the layers together while I'm zip tying this in. Zip tie it in front of my finger, just like that. I make sure I got all of my layers in there. And then grab your zip tie gun, tighten that baby up, and there you go. It's kind of like a kerfuffle, okay? And then we're going to do our ribbons one more time. So I've got the black one here, so you can use that side or that side. You pick. I pick this side. Then I'm going to use this here. Yes, it's a sold out kit from Unique in the Creek. I'm going to put this up, actually, this goes first. And then this is going to go about halfway down here. And then this guy's coming in right along that lower band here, right along that lower band. And I try to make sure that my ribbons are even on the sides here because it makes a difference. And then I'm just going to scrunch it right up the middle here. Scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. Turn it to the side, put my finger in the middle. Move these guys up just like that. Try to make sure that everything is even. I'm going to take one of my hair pieces that I got from Walmart, my hair little rubber band things. I know Laurie sells these. She sells the white rubber bands. You can grab them right off Unique in the Creek if you want. And then you just kind of make these guys look like they're pretty. Just like that. And that's how I did them. So I'm going to do the rest of them. I got 2 more to do. Oh, I got 1 more to do. So we'll do them all right now. Then we'll have all of our product done so that we can just kind of carry on and put this next one together. I'm going to move right along, you guys, with the rest of this part, with the rest of this this kit, because you all can see now how I've done it. So now all we have to do is put it together, and we can move along so that it doesn't take so long for you guys to be here and watch this. All right. All right, that's a little lower. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to stress about it. All right, so there we go. So this is our sign, which will go on very last. That's our very last thing right there. So this is what we have so far. Beautiful. Now we're going to move ourselves along and put the rest of this together. All right, so I'm going to take this outside, starting on row 2. We're going to put this in. We're going to grab our greenery. This is obviously one I put together because there's glue on it and there's wire around, so I really just put all of these on a stick, and then I wired it on and glued it to make sure it stayed in. Oh, we're gonna do our ribbon. I got a step ahead of myself. Don't let me get ahead of myself, you guys. You yell at me. Say, hey, you forgot something. Yes, you did. I'm so excited to get it done to see what the whole thing looks like. I'm getting ahead of myself, you guys. You know. Now, some of you are saying, all right, you got this kit from Unique in the Creek and you've got it on your own, you got your own spin on this. How do I know how to put it together exactly with what came with it? Well, you go on YouTube and you go on Unique in the Creek, and Laurie put this together with the exact same stuff that came in the kit. And then you can see how to put it together with just the stuff that came in the kit. All right, so if you ever get a kit, you're going to see all of us get kits and we put them together, right? We all have our own spins on these kits and we put them together differently. But Laurie does a really good job at putting these kits together as they come. So in case you have nothing else, no other supplies, and you just want to take that kit and put it together because you love it or you want to give it as a gift or whatever you want to do, you can put this kit together just by watching YouTube. All right, one of us, mostly Laurie, is going to have, she does the kits as they come for you so that you don't have to stress about watching me put this together and say, yeah, but you didn't use the other ribbon, and yeah, but you didn't use the entire full bush of this, and you didn't use, you know, then you're saying, well, what do I do with that? Well, go on YouTube, look up Unique in the Creek. There's a ton of videos with all of the designers on there, and I'm sure you will be able to find something that has the exact kit that you can put together on your own without any different variations, okay? But we like to do some variations for you so that you're like, oh my gosh, we're not going to do that kit again the exact same way, right? You don't want everybody to do the exact same kit the exact same way. You'd be like, all right, right? We all have different ideas, which is wonderful because it gives you guys different ideas on what you can do with your kits. So we're pretty fortunate that Laurie gives us the freedom to kind of make it our own. Even though it's a kit, we can still make it our own, which is a ton of fun because we can use our creativity, right? And sometimes there's going to be times where we get on here and say, oh, I'm going to put this together exactly how it came. Putting the kit together exactly how it come out of the box, right? And that's okay too. That's fine too. Thank you, Tina. How are you guys? So we're going to separate these out, and you can put these in any direction that you want. I like them just the way I have them here. Kind of pretty straightforward there. Pretty straightforward. And we get another one of these guys. So again, there's going to be 16 of everything, right? 16 of these, 16 kerfuffles, 16 of each of these pieces of ribbon, 16 pieces of these flowers. You can put any flowers in there that you want, whatever you have on hand. I happen to have enough of these on hand where I could add them in here. So I was pretty pleased with that. Okay, 2 more to go. We'll run right through this. Alrighty. I think this is going to be stunning when I'm done. I can't wait to see it. Turn around, buddy. Now, some of your ribbons are going to be resistant, right? They're going to resist you and say, yeah, no, not tonight. But you're going to be the boss of them ribbons. And you put them in there just how you want them. And then they're going to learn not to mess with you. Because they're going to say, uh-oh, she's absolutely going to get these in here the way she wants them, not the way that I want to go in here. Right? You guys know. Is everybody staying warm? You guys, I'm looking on, if all of you know, I live in Florida, and it's cooler for us here. I shouldn't say. Honestly, shame on me for saying that. It was like, I don't know, 70 here today or something. And you're like, wah, wah, sorry, Miss Kathy, we're not feeling sorry for you at all. And you're right, today was a pretty good day. It was a little rainy, but I've been watching, actually I haven't been really watching the weather. I've been listening to people saying, oh my goodness, you guys are getting feet and feet of snow and like sub-zero temperatures. And I hope you all got some fireplaces and a good book or a glass of wine or something to stay warm in. Because I'm feeling bad for most of you that are having to put up with this weather. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm like, these poor people. So yeah, the weather is really, really clobbering some of you people. And you just got to kind of hunker down and stay warm. And, you know, you forget it is January. I forget that it's January because I live in a warm climate. So it's hard for me to think about other people out there getting, you know, this severe weather. But I know you all been suffering, and good Lord, I'm sorry about that. It's not fun, is it? I used to live in upstate New York, for those of you that didn't know. I lived in your climate. I know what you're going through. So I'm not just saying, oh, yeah, I know. No, I do know. I do know. I used to live up there, and I know how bad that this can be because, Alrighty, so there's that row. That's row 2. We started on row 2. We're only going to do row 2 and row 3. That's all you need is row 2, row 3. And this row 3 is the one where I added several extra holes, but I didn't need to. I only needed to add an extra hole here and an extra hole over here. And I'll turn it over after so you can see where the extra holes are, and you can take a picture of it if you want to, so that you can figure out what you want to do with that. Now, I got 1, 2, I should have one more kerfuffle. Looks like am I out of kerfuffle? I might be out of a kerfuffle. Oh, if I got more, I might have to cut one more. I think I shorted myself a kerfuffle, you guys. What the heck's with that? How can I short myself? I'm going to run over real quick and turn my it might be on the floor. I'm going to turn my hot tool on. By the way, you guys, I cut all of these with a wood burning tool. I cut all of these with a wood burning tool. All right, let's get in here. Ugh. This is a tight one for sure. Cold, cold, cold. I know, Nancy and Judy, it's cold, cold. Gosh, it's cold. All right. You know, if it's 50 out here, we're like, yeah, I don't know if we're going out walking. But you know, it's true, you all, what they say. You know, I used to hear it all the time. Oh, you live in Florida. If you live in Florida, you know, I used to see people walking around, you know, when it's like 60 degrees out and they got a jacket on. I'm like, what are you people doing? It's 60 degrees out. You know, you should have shorts and a short sleeve shirt on and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, it's so true because when you live in a warmer climate for a length of time, your blood gets thinner. And I'm telling you, you know, 50 feels like 20. It feels really, really cold to us. So I understand where people are coming from. I truly do. I get it. I get it now. I get it, you know. All right, so let's put this in. So we've only got 3 on row 3. Move that guy up just like that. Let's move him up. There we go. Stick this in here. There we go. Get these right. They're messing with me. Okay, here we go. Minus 49 Fahrenheit. Oh, you guys, get out. How do you even like stay warm in that weather? Seriously, I'm serious. How do you stay warm in that weather? You must have electric blankets. We used to have an electric blanket up north because it was so cold. You know, you just want to get into a nice warm bed. All right, this is our last one on here. So let me, I gotta run and cut this for a second, you guys. I shorted myself a kerfuffle. I can't believe I did that because I thought I counted everything up. But talk amongst yourselves for like, I don't know, 15 seconds, and I'll be right back. Okie dokie, we're back. Let's get this one made, you guys. Let's put this together. Look at the mess I got here. Holy guacamole. Look, how do you guys see anything with this mess all over the place? You're like, would you please clean that up so that we can see what you're doing? All right, let's put these down here. So this is 18 inches long. I'm just gonna bring that up like that. And then bring this part down over that one a little bit, about an inch. I overlapped it about an inch. Then we'll give that a clip so it stays where it's supposed to stay. We'll clip this side so it stays where it's supposed to stay. Keep that overlapped right there. And then we're just going to ruffle up the center, just like that. Turn it over. Take our clips off. Grab ourselves a 6-inch zip tie. Take this guy and put it over that guy, kind of, sort of, like that, just like that, and I pull it pretty tight, get my zip tie ready here, get it right side up here, because Lord knows. All right, stick it on top of that, put it right in there, just like that. Keep my finger there so I get all my layers in there, keep all my layers in there, and then I can take my finger out and I can tighten this up. And there's our kerfuffle. Okay, so here we go with the very last one right here. And I'll turn it over so you can see exactly where I put all of my zip ties. Okay? And I do suggest that you make all of your ribbon bundles ahead of time. I suggest that you make your kerfuffles ahead of time. It'll just make this go so much better for you, so much quicker for you. Okay, our last bundles, here we go. Our last bundle here. All right, stuff that underneath, push that down, get them in there. Get them in there, push it down, and tighten it up. Tighten it up. Okay, all right, now this is what we have right here. This is what we have so far. But it's gonna go like this. This is how this is gonna look. Just like that. All right, so now it doesn't matter which is the top, which is the bottom, they're both the same. So now what we have to do is we have to take our sign. Now remember before I said that I took a pen and I made a line across the top and the bottom to see where my sign was going to go. Now obviously with these big, I want you to see how thick these are? See how thick these are here? They're pretty thick. So my sign's going to lay on top of these guys here. On top of these guys. So in order to support underneath here, so if I put this across there, here, and it's going to go across here like that. It's going to go across, which I gotta hide this at some point. If I do that, then, well, I guess that'll be all right. I was going to put something in the middle so that this didn't have a chance of sinking through, but I don't think I need it because these are really, really strong here. Super duper strong. All right, so I don't really need that. So I'm just gonna put my my pipe cleaners and stuff so that it'll fit down here. But what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna grab this here and get this out of here because we don't need this, right? Now I know we can see part of our things here, but we're gonna fix that. So I'm gonna just cut this off, you guys. There's no need to pull all that junk out of there. We're just gonna take this off. And then I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to probably have to mark where I'm going to put my pipe cleaners, all right? So I'm going to put this on here just as it's going to go. Right, that looks about right to me, and see if it lines up there. It does, like, oh, I can see part of the board, but don't worry about that because we're going to cover that up. Don't even worry about that. And now I want to make sure that it's even from here to here and from here to here. Right? So that's my job now, is to eyeball this to make sure that it's even. So what I'm going to do is grab my little stool and I'm going to stand way up so that I can overlook this to make sure I'm good to be where I am right here. And it looks like it's pretty even to me. So with that done, what I can do is probably flip this over, and I'm going to see how I'm going to do this. Let's see. I got to make a way so I can make some sort of mark down in there, and I'm going to. So I've got, let me see, I have this. I'm going to just take this and I'm going to put like a little thing here. This is a sharp awl. I'm going to decide where I want oh, maybe I'll put it here. Or here. Well, maybe I'll try here. Okay. Let's see if I made an impact there. Let's see if I made an impact. No, it doesn't look. Uh-oh. I got a boo-boo. I got a boo-boo. It doesn't look like I made an impact there, so hang on. Let me get this where I think I need it again. Facing me this time. because it's going to be important to figure this out. What I really need is something down in there that's going to make a difference in the... That felt like it might have. All right, let's see if it helped there. Oh yeah, right here. Okay, so that's where we're going to put our pipe cleaners. So what I have here is, I have some brown pipe cleaners, but I still probably should grab a Band-Aid. Hang on. I think I have a Band-Aid in here. Let me grab it, because I got a boo-boo. Hang on, hang on, hang on. Well, I don't see a Band-Aid, but it's not bleeding too much, so we'll be okay. All right, so I have this here, my staple gun, so I'm just going to staple this in here. Right in the middle of these two guys is where this is going, right in the middle. Just like that. All right, and then I'm going to just twist it because it won't come out. Now, when you're using, this is a 1/4 inch staple. When you're using a 1/4 inch staple gun, you're going to want to make sure that your sign is thick enough to accept that staple without going through the front of your sign, okay? So this is thick enough to accept that 1/4 inch staple, alrighty? All right, now let's put this guy on. Woohoo! Let's put him on. All right. And I'm going to pull that down pretty good. So I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to tie this in here pretty good. All right. And turn it around several times. And I'm going to leave it long for now, just in case I need an adjustment. But it looks pretty darn good to me from there. So we have this. Let me show you guys what we got. So right now we have to cover up these spots. So we have a couple of things we can do. We can do some florals in here, but what I think that I want to do is I've got some cotton that I want to work with. Let me see. So I don't know, farmhouse and cotton, they just kind of go together for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that these guys are kind of where I want them, right? Make these guys pretty, and then we're going to, whoops, then we're going to put some cotton down in here. Already, just to cover these guys up, because I think it'll be really, really cool. Farmhouse and cotton just kind of go together. So if you just kind of take these, now these come with little bits of wire on them, right? They come like that. And I don't think I really need the wire. I think I'm just going to glue it like down in here. I think that's all I need to do. So I'm just going to take this and cut most of it off. And then I'm going to grab these guys, and this end right here, I'm going to curl down because I don't want that up in there where it can hurt anybody. I'm going to try to see my comments again if I can. There we go. And then we're going to put this in here like that. All right, and these just kind of pull out of here. They just pull, right? And then I'll just cut this off, just like this, just like that. Okay. Yeah, if you used a round sign, it would absolutely work. Sure, you can use a round sign on this. No trouble at all, you guys. I'm just going to do probably 3 across because I like the cotton with the farmhouse. So we're going to do 3 across the top, and then we're going to do 3 across the bottom. Yeah, you guys can use whatever shape sign you think you want on this. No trouble at all. All right, so I'm just going to take my glue gun and just glue these right in here. I mean, why not, you guys, right? Why not? Let's see if let's make sure this is even. So I want this even in here. That looks even to me. So we're just going to glue these down. And I'm just going to glue them right in there just like that. So not only does it add some decor, so a decorative part to this wreath, but it covers up our stems, right? Because we don't want those stems to show. But before you do that, you want to just make sure that your sign is centered and it looks centered. It looks like I got the same on this side as I do on that side. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now what I'm probably going to do to you guys afterwards is I'm going to turn this back over and put another set on each side, on the outer side here, toward in here. I'm going to put some more pipe cleaner so I can tack this down even more. Because I want this, it's a little loosey-goosey for me. So I'm going to just run around the back and tack the side down just a little bit more. And that way the sign won't go anywhere, right? All right, that's good. There we go. And we'll do the same exact thing to there. We'll just put some glue on this. And we'll put that right down in there, just like that. So how farmhousey does that look? I love this for every day, right? This can be summer, this can be now, this can be fall, this can be whatever you want it to be. Right in the middle there, just like that. Looks great. And one more. And then tomorrow, when it gets light out, I'll take a picture of this for you guys so you can see it. And we'll be posting it. And I'll be back with you tomorrow night at 6:30. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but I'll be back with you anyways. Right? Okay, there we go. How about this? And of course, you guys know to put on, right? So what I would do for a hanger, I would hang here and here for my hanger, not this middle. Here and here, we put a hanger on and that will hang just like that. We're going to take this and we're going to cut this off. I'm going to take these guys, probably stuff it in here. I cut it too long. We cut it down a little bit more. Tuck that right in there like that. So I'll be putting probably another hanger on this thing here in here just to make sure it's down really good. So I'm going to give you a picture of the back first so you can see the holes that you need to make. Okay, so row 2, outside, regular, 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 outside. Row 3, added hole here, we added a hole there. All right, so we've got a long spot there, regular, long spot there. Exact same way on both sides. So if you need a photo with that, go ahead and grab a photo, you guys. And then this is what she looks like. There it is. Isn't that pretty? All roads lead to home. There you go. Done on the butterfly board. Super good, Charlie, super. Right? I love this. So different. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me tonight. I will see you tomorrow night at 6:30 right here on this channel, and we'll come up with something else pretty to do. Thanks so much, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Bye, everybody.